शासन यहाँ पर मौके पर मौजूद है, कारणों की पड़ताल की जा रही है। कई दमकल वाहनों की मदद से आग पर काबू पाने की कोशिश की गई, जो अभी सफल हुई है। आग पर काबू पा लिया गया है।
जी वेंकटेश, हमें और बताइए क्या कॉज क्या बताया जा रहा है? हमें अभी जितना पता लग पा रहा है एक शॉर्ट सर्किट है, जैसे कि आप भी बता रहे हैं, तो क्या ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि सेफ्टी नॉर्म्स जो कि प्रॉपर नहीं फॉलो करे गए, जिसकी वजह से ये ट्रेजेडी हुई है?
देखिए, शुरुआती तौर पर प्रशासन की अपनी जांच में जो बात सामने आई है वो यही कहा जा रहा है कि हादसा जो है शॉर्ट सर्किट की वजह से हुआ है। हालांकि अभी पुख्ता आगे की जांच और होगी, उसके बाद वास्तविक कारण निकलकर सामने आएंगे। लेकिन शुरुआती दौर में जो कहा जा रहा है वो शॉर्ट सर्किट से ही ये हादसा हुआ है, जिसमें 8 लोगों की असमय मौत हुई है।
वेंकटेश, और अगर आप हमें और बता सकते हैं उन पेशेंट्स के बारे में जिनको दूसरे हॉस्पिटल लेकर गया है, और स्पेशली इस पर्टिकुलर विंग में जहां पे फायर हुआ था, ऐसे कौन से पेशेंट्स थे, सीरियस पेशेंट्स, जिनको अभी लेकर जाया गया है दूसरे हॉस्पिटल में?
जबलपुर के आसपास के जो अस्पताल हैं, जबलपुर में काफी बड़ा मेडिकल कॉलेज भी है, नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस मेडिकल हॉस्पिटल। वहां पर ये पता चला है कि कुछ लोग जो झुलसे हैं उनको वैकल्पिक इलाज के लिए वहां भेजा गया है। प्रशासन पूरी जानकारी जुटा रहा है। प्रारंभिक तौर पर यही बात सामने आई है। अभी तक प्रशासन ने भी 8 मौतों की पुष्टि की है। उनकी हालत भी 1-2 लोगों की नाजुक बताई जा रही है। कुछ देर कहना जल्दबाजी होगा कि अभी तक कितनी लोगों की सीरियस कंडीशन है, लेकिन ओवरऑल ये बता दें कि जो झुलसे हुए हैं उन्हें इलाज के लिए दूसरे अस्पतालों में भेजा गया है, और प्रशासन सभी हालातों पर नजर रखा हुआ है।
जी वेंकटेश, थैंक यू सो मच हमें ये सारी डिटेल्स देने के लिए। सो वेंकटेश, they are reporting live from that particular location where the fire broke out, this particular hospital, that wing of that particular, beg your pardon, that the ward where the fire broke out, which has been completely charred as a result of the massive blaze that has been reported because of short circuit, is what is being said as of now. We are told that the death toll currently stands at 10. It is also likely that the death toll could rise from what we understand as of now. Whereas there are officials who are currently present at the spot, the fire department officials also there, trying to completely ease the situation. But from what we understand, that particular floor where the fire broke out is completely gutted in fire because of the tragedy. Slipping into a very short break. On the other side, we'll get you all the latest as from sponsored foreign trips to monthly transactions. ED makes massive charges against Sanjay Raut. And Raut arrested in over 1,000 crore scam, but Udhav backs arrested main man, says proud of Udhav, Sanjay Raut.
About 7:30 in the morning, the enforcement directorate landed up here. The questioning of Sanjay Raut by these 12 enforcement directorate officers is in progress.
Preliminary set of questions were posed at Sanjay Raut when he was at his residence. He wasn't really cooperating, and that is one of the reasons why he's now been brought to the enforcement directorate's office at Balad Estate.
Sanjay Raut has already been arrested and will be around 11:30 when he will be brought up before the special PMLA court, where the ED will ask for the custody.
Protesters are trying to exert force on the barricades and trying to break it down.
Mr. Chatterjee, would you like to respond?
Sonia Gandhi coming out of the, and we can see Priyanka Gandhi is also here along with Sonia Gandhi.
Sanjay Raut sitting outside his residence. He has come out. He has come out.
And here's a look at some news in brief now. After the Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut gets arrested under the Patra Chaul scam case, the National Congress Party will stage a protest outside the Enforcement Directorate office at around 10 this morning.
They say it is hyper-nationalist to ask for #Har Ghar Tiranga. The truth is, that there are vested interests and there are groups within India who are afraid of nationalism. They are very afraid of the nation first doctrine. They are worried about the unifying consequences of nationalism, and they feel they will be irrelevant if there is a wave of nationalism in this country.
After claims that Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut had been arrested by the
Sanjay Raut is being brought here by the Enforcement Directorate. Sanjay Raut's car. Mr. Raut, 4 दिन की रिमांड है, 4 दिन की रिमांड. कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आप? पत्राचौल स्कैम, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का चार्ज के बारे में क्या बोलना चाहते हैं आप?
Thanks for staying tuned to Republic TV. A special PMLA court in Mumbai has remanded MP Sanjay Raut to a 4-day ED custody, which will end on 4th of August. The Shiv Sena leader, who is the close aide of former Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, has been sent to ED custody till 4th of August. This comes just a day after his arrest in relation to the Patra Chaul redevelopment case scam, which amounts to 1,000 crore rupees. So Sanjay Raut will remain in ED custody till the 4th of August. Several charges that have been levelled against him by the Enforcement Directorate. So in fact, ED also drawing a direct link between Praveen Raut and Sanjay Raut. Praveen being an aide of Sanjay Raut, who was earlier arrested in connection with the same scam. In fact, on that note, let's listen in to that sequence where our executive editor confronted Sanjay Raut, where he appeared defiant after being remanded to ED custody till 4th of August.
संजय राउत जी, राउत जी, 4 दिन की रिमांड है, 4 दिन की रिमांड. कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आप? पत्राचौल स्कैम, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का चार्ज के बारे में क्या बोलना चाहते हैं आप? मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग चार्ज. संजय राउत जी, राउत जी, 4 दिन की रिमांड है, 4 दिन की रिमांड. कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आप? पत्राचौल स्कैम, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का चार्ज के बारे में क्या बोलना चाहते हैं आप? मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग चार्ज. संजय राउत जी,
लगता है कि उनके मन में कुछ खोट होगा, उनके मन में कुछ चिंता होगी कि उनका कुछ पर्दाफाश होने वाला है, इसलिए वो चाहते हैं कि सरकार दखल अंदाज करे. पर देश की जो कानून व्यवस्था है, वो कानून व्यवस्था संभालने वाले ही एजेंसीज करती हैं. सरकार को उसमें दखल अंदाज नहीं करना चाहिए.
पिछले 8 साल का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड आप निकालेंगे, केवल विपक्षियों को टारगेट किया गया है. मतलब ईडी है वो राजनीतिक उद्देश्य के लिए काम कर रहा है.
Sanjay Raut ji is a very strong leader. He has the support of his party. उनके साथ जो कर रहे हैं वो गलत है, जाती है. अपसेट हूँ और नाराज हूँ, और संजय राउत जी को पूरा हमारा सपोर्ट.
Sanjay Raut ji's arrest is a illegal arrest, and it shows the misuse of ED. Completely, ED has become a panna pramukh of the Prime Minister and Mr. Amit Shah.
हमारा तो यही कहना है, अगर वो निर्दोष होंगे तो उनको उसके बारे में प्रूफ देने पड़ेंगे. दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि जो प्रवीण राउत है, उनको अरेस्ट हुए करीब 1 साल हो गया है, फिर भी ये अरेस्ट नहीं हुए थे. तो इसका मतलब साफ है कि कोई भी एजेंसी उनके खिलाफ जल्दी में कोई कदम नहीं उठाना चाहती थी.
A very short break. Lots more lined up on the other side as Raut arrested in over 1,000 crore scam. Uddhav Back's main man says proud of Sanjay Raut. And massive fire at Jabalpur hospital. Mayor claims 10 reported dead. Ex gratia of 5 lakh announced by CM for deceased skin.
After hours of grilling by the Enforcement Directorate, Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut was arrested over non-cooperation incriminating documents recovered by the ED. After over 10 hours of raids, Sanjay Raut is being grilled by the ED for more than 6 hours now. As we report live from the ED office, more senior officials joined the questioning. Amid Enforcement Directorate action in the money laundering case, Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut remains defiant. His brother Sunil Raut backs him, saying there is no way he will bow down.
In the 2008 Patra Shawl scam redevelopment case, the ED has arrived at the Maitri residence of Sanjay Raut. Sanjay Raut has been detained by the ED. The situation insofar as the residence of Sanjay Raut remains unchanged.
Sanjay Raut has been arrested and more people likely to be called in.
Look at the mountain of cash.
राहुल गांधी को हिरासत में लिया जा रहा है। बड़ी खबर, बड़ी जानकारी।
About 7:30 in the morning, the Enforcement Directorate landed up here. The questioning of Sanjay Raut by these 12 Enforcement Directorate officers is in progress.
Preliminary set of questions were posed at Sanjay Raut when he was at his residence. He wasn't really cooperating, and that is one of the reasons why he's now been brought to the Enforcement Directorate's office at Balad Estate.
Sanjay Raut has already been arrested and it will be around 11:30 when he will be brought up before the special PMLA court where the ED will ask for the custody.
It's over for Raut. ED news tightens. Raut now sent to custody for 4 days in 1,000 crore scam. Raided over 14 hours, grilled for over 6, sent to ED custody 4 days as ED ups ante against Raut.
राउत जी 4 दिन की रिमांड है, 4 दिन की रिमांड। कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आप? पत्रा चौल स्कैम।
Republic confronts Sanjay Raut on Patra Chal scam. He evades our questions again. From sponsored foreign trips to monthly transactions, CD makes massive charges against Sanjay Raut. Raut arrested in 1,000 crore scam, but Uddhav backs arrested man, says proud of him. And some unfortunate news coming in from Madhya Pradesh. Massive fire at Jabalpur hospital. Mayor claims 10 reported dead. Rescue operations underway. Fire now doused. Alright, some breaking news development coming in this time from Hyderabad. Uma Maheshwari, daughter of former Andhra stalwart and sometime Chief Minister and also founder of the Telugu Desam Party, N.T. Ramarao, allegedly committed suicide in her residence in the Jubilee Hills neighborhood of Hyderabad. Police have reached the spot and noticed that Uma hanged herself to death at her home. Police shifted the dead body to local government hospital for post-mortem, which is being carried out, and the case has been registered in section 174 of the CRPC, even as an investigation is on. TDP founder and ex-Chief Minister N.T. Ramarao's daughter, Uma Maheshwari, found hanging at her residence. That's development coming in from Hyderabad. In Telangana, let's go to Aneri Shah. She's reporting live from Hyderabad. Aneri, please tell us in what circumstances Uma Maheshwari was found and what could have led to this drastic step being taken by the daughter of the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, the then Andhra Pradesh.
That's right, Abhishek. Now what we are learning is that the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh and the founder member of the TDP party, her NTR's daughter has committed suicide by hanging herself at her residence. But what we are also being told is that she was dealing with some health issues and so this drastic step was taken. But however, still more information is yet to be coming in this regard. But however, the police officials reached the spot immediately, and that time the police officials found her hanging. Now the police officials are investigating into the matter, and also a case has been registered. But also at the same time we see that this is a drastic step which has been taken by the NTR's daughter, the then Chief Minister of United Andhra Pradesh, NTR's daughter Uma Maheshwari has committed suicide, and now the police officials still have to make any sort of statement, but they are saying that investigation is going on. And also what is being told is that she was dealing with some health issues, and so this drastic step was taken. What more details are waited into this, Abhishek?
Also, Aneri, if you could tell us who all have rushed to the residence. We are told that former Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu, among others, and other relatives are rushing to the spot, to the residence. If you can tell us more about what all is being done on the ground.
Well, as of now, we see that the TDP's General Secretary Nara Lokesh is at the spot at their residence, and also TDP Chief N. Chandrababu Naidu is on the way. He will be reaching at their residence in some time now, from now. But also at the same time, what we are being told is that now the body of Uma Maheshwari is being shifted to the local hospital for post-mortem, and further there we will get to know what exactly was the reason, what could be the reason behind such drastic step which she took. As police officials say that when they reached the spot, she was found hanging herself, and so as of now investigation also has been taken up. But yes, many top leaders of the TDP are reaching at the TDP at Uma Maheshwari's residence in Jubilee Hills area of Hyderabad.
Right, thank you so much, Aneri, for joining us with those updates in connection with the suicide of NTR's daughter Uma Maheshwari in Hyderabad. Let's move on and to the main story of the day, and which is arrest of Sanjay Raut and his appearance before the Enforcement Directorate Court. Now, a special PMLA court in Mumbai remanded Rajya Sabha MP Sanjay Raut to 4-day Enforcement Directorate custody on Monday. That's today. The Shiv Sena leader, who's a close aide of former Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, was sent to the ED custody till August 4, a day after his arrest in relation to the Patra Chawl redevelopment case. We have seen how after all-day questioning, half of which was at his residence for almost 9 hours, and then subsequently for about 6 hours at the ED office in Mumbai, the Shiv Sena MP, who has been the most vocal critic of the centre in many ways and one of the most outspoken supporters of Uddhav Thackeray, and one would say the most outspoken spokespersons of the party during the Maharashtra crisis over the last few months, was questioned for first time on July 1. Then he was called to appear before the ED, summoned on July 20th, which he did not come. And to subsequent summons, Sanjay Raut was maintaining that Parliament session is on, so he can come only after the Parliament session is over. We saw how ED did not buy that argument. Yesterday, a search and seizure, what is called raid, was carried out at his residence from early morning when he was present for almost 9 hours of the search and the questioning, after which the ED took him to their office in Mumbai, and almost past midnight, the arrest of Sanjay Raut was declared. And today, after medical checkup, he was produced before the court, where the ED clearly mentioned that Sanjay Raut has not cooperated. There are issues that need to be discussed with him. He needs to be questioned on the document trail. It's about the Patra Chawl scam of about 1,000 crore rupees, of which lot of money trail is going either directly to Sanjay Raut or to his relatives or to those who have been close to him, like Praveen Raut, who's already in custody. So there is likelihood that Sanjay Raut might be confronted with Praveen Raut in custody, and for that his custodial questioning was required. The ED court in Mumbai now giving 4 days of remand to ED. Let's look at the developments through the day on Sanjay Raut.
Sanjay Raut's car. Mr. Raut! Mr. Raut! Mr. Raut! Mr. Raut! Mr. Raut! He's being taken inside. Let me try and ask him. Mr. Raut! Mr. Raut! Mr. Raut! Sanjay Raut! Sanjay Raut! Sanjay Raut! Sanjay Raut! Sanjay Raut ji! राउत जी! राउत जी! 4 दिन की रिमांड है, 4 दिन की रिमांड। कुछ कहना चाहते हैं आप? पत्राचौल स्कैम पे राउत जी, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का चार्ज के बारे में क्या बोलना चाहते हैं आप? मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग चार्ज। वॉकड अवे।
मुझे लगता है कि उनके मन में कुछ खोट होगा, उनके मन में कुछ चिंता होगी कि उनका कुछ पर्दाफाश होने वाला है, इसलिए वो चाहते हैं कि सरकार दखल अंदाज करे। पर देश की जो कानून व्यवस्था है वो कानून व्यवस्था संभालने वाले ही एजेंसीज करती हैं, सरकार को उसमें दखल अंदाज नहीं करना चाहिए।
पिछले 8 साल का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड आप निकालेंगे, केवल विपक्षियों को टारगेट किया गया है। मतलब ईडी है वो राजनीतिक उद्देश्य के लिए काम कर रहा है।
Sanjay Raut ji is a very strong leader. He has the support of his party. उनके साथ जो कर रहे हैं वो गलत है, ज्यादती है। अपसेट हूँ और नाराज हूँ, और संजय राउत जी को पूरा हमारा सपोर्ट।
Yeah, okay, we are back to the story of the suicide of N.T. Ramarao's daughter, the Telugu stalwart's daughter, Uma Maheshwari, who committed suicide at her Jubilee Hills residence, I beg your pardon, in Hyderabad of Telangana. The reports coming in that her body has been taken by the police to a nearest hospital, and a post-mortem is being carried out, even as relatives, including former Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu, rushes to the spot. Aneri, we are told that Uma Maheshwari was in fact the youngest child of the former Telugu stalwart, and the youngest in fact of the 4 daughters, and youngest of all the 12 children that NTR had. Please tell us the circumstances in which her body was found, and what possibly could have led her to take that extreme step. You were earlier telling us that she was having some illness and that she might have committed suicide out of depression.
Well, that's right, Abhishek. Based on the basic information what we have right now is that we are being told that she was facing some health issues, and so she has taken this drastic step. But also we are still awaiting a few more details in this regard. But yes, as of now, the body of Uma Maheshwari has been shifted to the hospital for post-mortem, and also at the same time the police officials have also registered a case under section 174 of CRPC, and investigation is also being taken up by the police officials. She is the youngest daughter of former the then Chief Minister NTR, and also what we are being told is that the police officials, when they reached at the spot, they noticed her that Uma Maheshwari was hanging herself to death, and so we have been seeing this unfortunate incident which has taken place, but yet more details are awaited. And also at the same time, we see that the top leaders of the TDP, including TDP Chief Chandrababu Naidu, Nara Lokesh, and many other, have reached to the location, to her residence in Hyderabad. This incident has taken place in Jubilee Hills at her residence in Hyderabad.
Right. Thank you so much, Aneri, and keep gathering more information about that. Even as we go to Professor Jyotsna, she is TDP spokesperson. Ms. Jyotsna, not a very good development to hear NTR's youngest daughter, youngest child, in fact, Uma Maheshwari, committing suicide. How old was she? Was she living alone? Any other information that you can share about this unfortunate incident in Hyderabad?
Yes, a very sorry news, and in fact a very unfortunate incident, and all of us are really in shock. And not only the family members, all the followers of NTR and all the followers of the NTR family are all in shock as of now. We offer our condolences to the family, and also we pray for her soul to rest in peace. The details are still limited because, we also cannot speak on this much because we are why such an unfortunate incident has taken place. And as far as most of us are aware, she was living with her husband, and absolutely nothing in disturbances, financial disturbances. Absolutely of that part. Yeah, she was ailing for some time because of some medical issues. That's there, but we are still awaiting for the complete news to come out.
Ms. Jyotsna, was the ailment of the kind which could not be treated? Like, was she under treatment, or was it something which was not getting treated, or which might have led to this extreme step? And was she alone, or was she staying with someone?
No, she's with the family. She's with the family, and the details and everything else that are awaited. We also, most of us also do not know much about it. We are it's a very shocking news for all of us. So we are also trying to get to terms with this unfortunate incident, and I think at this particular juncture, we need to give the family a priority. We need to give the parted soul some sort of a privacy, and we'll wait for the details to come out.
And ma'am, police officer Rajshekhar Reddy has been quoted as saying that a preliminary examination has revealed that she was depressed on health issues. So that's why I asked whether she was getting a treatment and was the ailment of the kind that the treatment, she was not responding to the treatment which might have led her to take this extreme step?
No, that's what I said. We need to wait for the details to come out, because we, any sort of details which relate to any patient are always confidential. So we don't know what has happened. We are awaiting the details of that particular case, and also at the same time, it's a very shocking incident. So it's a very unexpected and shocking incident.
Absolutely.
So we are actually waiting for the truth to come. And what led to such kind of an incident.
Just my last question to you. To you. How old was she, and who are the immediate relatives she was living with, or who would be attending to her now, to her last rites?
Yeah, she is survived by her husband and daughters. And recently, if you all are aware, I think her youngest daughter was married also. So she is survived by her daughters and her husband, and she lives with her husband. And I think there's nothing much to, talk about it at all. In fact, I would say, because we have been, she was very active in any sort of family gatherings or what, and we have always noted. The family very close to NTR's family would always know her as a very lively person. And that's the reason I said it's a very shocking thing for us. And I think God gives the strength to the family to cope up with all this.
Right. Thank you so much, Professor Jyotsna there, TDP spokesperson, joining us over the phone, informing us with some details about the suicide of Uma Maheshwari, youngest daughter of former Andhra Chief Minister N.T. Rama Rao, in fact the stalwart who set up the Telugu Desam party, and he himself passed away in 1996 and was the doyen of Telugu politics. In fact, N. Chandrababu Naidu, the former Chief Minister of the then Andhra Pradesh, being his son-in-law. And Aneri is back on phone with us. Aneri, Uma Maheshwari, survived by her husband and daughter. We are told that recently there was a marriage also in the family and that she was a very lively person. But then there was some ailment because of which, out of depression perhaps, she has committed suicide. That's as per the police reports after her body has been taken to a hospital in the Jubilee Hills area. Please tell us if the immediate family is now with Uma Maheshwari's body. They have been informed, and what is happening there on the ground as we speak now?
That's right, Abhishek. We have been seeing Uma Maheshwari was the fourth daughter of the former Chief Minister NTR, and also he is the TDP's founder member. But now Uma Maheshwari's age would be around 52 is what 50 to 52 is what we are being told. But she was also dealing with health issues and other issues, and so we see that this such a drastic step being taken by her, and now the police officials have shifted the body to the hospital, to the local hospital for post-mortem, and also a case has been registered. But as of now, we also see that many leaders of the TDP have reached at the residence of Uma Maheshwari, and also at the same time we have been seeing TDP chief also, what we have been told is on the way at her residence, and TDP General Secretary Nara Lokesh is also there at the hospital. But also in the meantime, more details are awaited. But what we are being told is that when the police officials reached at the spot, she was found hanging at her residence in Jubilee Hills in Hyderabad. And so we have to see how this investigation goes further. Police officials say that they have registered a case under section 174 of CRPC, and further investigation has also been taken up. However, condolences.
Right, Aneri, keep track of the developments there, but we have to move on to a big breaking development coming in. This is in connection with Union Minister Smriti Irani and the charges that were leveled by the Congress party against the family, particularly her daughter. Now, the High Court, the Delhi High Court has observed, the court has observed that no bar license is there in Smriti Irani's daughter's name, and this seems to be a case of shoot and scoot, and that Smriti's daughter is not the bar owner. This is a big blow to Pawan Khera and company. In fact, this is should be an embarrassment for the Congress party, because now the High Court, the Delhi High Court, has observed that there is no bar license in the name of Smriti Irani's daughter, and she is not the owner of the bar. It would be now incumbent upon the Congress party to retract and take back all the charges that were leveled against Smriti Irani and her daughter by Pawan Khera, the spokesperson, along with Jairam Ramesh and Netta D'Souza, in the press conference that took place on July 23. Following which, an angry Smriti Irani first had addressed a press conference challenging the Congress party to prove those charges or take those back, and subsequently there was a legal notice slapped on the leaders who were part of the press conference, as also the Congress party itself. Following which, the High Court in Delhi had asked the Congress to take down all the charges that were leveled from all their social media platforms and remove all imprints of those allegations, failing which the social media platforms themselves were supposed to bring them down even as the defamation proceedings continue. And now these reports coming in of the High Court observing that the bar is not named, the license is not in the name of Smriti Irani's daughter. For more, let's go to Ankit, who joins us from our digital desk. Ankit, please tell us in what context this observation has come in from the Delhi High Court, even as we await the criminal and civil defamation proceedings that have been filed by Smriti Irani against the Congress party.
Absolutely. Abhishek, I have the order copy open in front of me, and I'd like to read point 38, which says clearly, considering the documents on record, it is clearly seen that there was no license which was ever issued in favor of the plaintiff or her daughter. The plaintiff or her daughter are not the owners of that restaurant. It has also been established by the plaintiff prima facie that the plaintiff or her daughter never applied for license. Neither the restaurant nor the land on which the restaurant exists is owned by the plaintiff or her daughter, or even the show cause notice issued by the government of Goa is not in the name of the plaintiff or her daughter. All these facts have been affirmed in affidavit by the plaintiff. The plaintiff has been able to make out a prima facie case. Balance of convenience also lies in favor of the plaintiff and against the defendants. And so the court says, I am satisfied that if the defamatory allegations and contents linked to it is allowed to remain on the internet and social media platforms, then the extent of damage to the plaintiff could be of immense magnitude and injurious to the reputation of the plaintiff and her family. So there you go. In one paragraph, they have gone into great pains to explain how the allegations that were made against Smriti Irani were totally false. It has been stated at least, Abhishek, 4 different times in 4 different ways that there was no license, nor was the restaurant in their name. And also, I'd just like to repeat again, the judge says, I am satisfied that if the defamatory allegations and contents linked to it is allowed to remain on the internet and social media, then the extent of damage to the plaintiff could be of immense magnitude and injurious to the reputation. And so that is why the court had asked Pawan Khera and Jairam Ramesh to remove the content from social media. They had said that they would not, but here the court is very, very clear. And here's another line. It says, perusal of the aforesaid categorically shows that the reputation of an individual has to be placed at the highest altar and has been considered akin to right of life of a citizen under Article 21 of the Constitution. Thus, there is imperative need to protect the reputation of an individual, least to say that of the plaintiff, who is a respected member of the society and an esteemed member of the Union Ministry. And so, they are also going into the fact of the matter that this is very important, a need to protect the reputation of the individual. They've also cited the position that she holds. And so in sum total, viewers, here are the order documents that reveal clearly that Smriti Irani has got relief, and the Congress leaders need to take down their post because their allegations were wrong and defamatory. And with that, we are going to head into a short break. Stay with us on Republic for more breaking news.
And here's a look at some news in brief now. After the Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut gets arrested under the Patra Chawl scam case, the National Congress Party will stage a protest outside the Enforcement Directorate office at around 10 this morning. After claims that Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut had been arrested by the ED, Shiv Sena MP Vinayak Raut extended his support and said that the party will not bow down in front of the Enforcement Directorate. He further added that the veteran politician is not alone and said that they are proud of Sanjay Raut and that he has full support of the people of Maharashtra. Now, after the ED raided Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut's home and detained him in connection with the Patra Chawl landscape, the BJP leader Ram Kadam took a dig at Sanjay Raut on Twitter and said that it was divine punishment and also lauded new democracy.
After hours of grilling by the Enforcement Directorate, Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut was arrested over non-cooperation incriminating documents recovered by the ED. After over 10 hours of raids, Sanjay Raut is being grilled by the ED for more than 6 hours now. As we report live from the ED office, more senior officials joined the questioning. Amid Enforcement Directorate action in the money laundering case, Shiv Sena MP Sanjay Raut remains defiant. His brother Sunil Raut backs him, saying there is no way he will bow down.
In the 2008 Patra Shawl scam redevelopment case, the ED has arrived at the Maitri residence of Sanjay Raut. Sanjay Raut has been detained by the ED. The situation insofar as the resident
All right, the order by the Delhi High Court in the defamation case that has been slapped by Union Minister Smriti Irani against the Congress party and its leaders Pawan Khera, Jairam Ramesh and Neta D'Souza is finally out. It has been uploaded. According to the order, there is no license whatsoever of the bar in question in the name of Smriti's daughter, and to that extent, those charges and allegations that were made by the Congress leaders are found to be baseless. That's the latest development coming in. And this is in connection with the proceedings in the Delhi High Court that happened subsequent to a legal notice that was issued by Smriti Irani to the Congress party to apologize within 24 hours and take back all the charges. In fact, the Delhi High Court order makes it very clear that there is no basis to those charges, that there is no license in the name of Smriti Irani's daughter insofar as the bar in question is concerned. And we know that the order has clearly asked the Congress to remove from all its social media platforms the charges and allegations that were made against the Iranis, both the daughter and the mother, the union minister. On that note, we will take a short break, but on the other side, news and breaking developments continue.
Massive revelation that was made by Enforcement Directorate while producing Sanjay Raut before the special PMLA court. We know that it is mentioned that Praveen Raut is someone who was just a front man, but the actual beneficiary was Sanjay Raut. Minute-to-minute update only on Republic TV. We'll be back after a short break. Stay tuned.
In the 2008 Patra Shawl scam redevelopment case, the ED has arrived at the Maitri residence of Sanjay Raut. Sanjay Raut has been detained by the ED. The situation insofar as the residence of Sanjay Raut remains unchanged.
Sanjay Raut has been arrested and more people likely to be called in.
एक ध्यान में रखो, भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने उनको अरेस्ट का ये सब फ्रेम बनाई थी, लेकिन संजय राउत झुकेंगे नहीं, डरेंगे नहीं, पार्टी छोड़ेंगे नहीं, जिंदगी के आखिरी क्षण तक शिवसेना में रहेंगे, उद्धव साहब के साथ रहेंगे.
After the Enforcement Directorate conducts mega raids at Shiv Sena spokesperson Sanjay Raut's Maitri residence in Mumbai's Bhandup in connection with Patra Chawl land scam case, BJP leader Kirit Somaiya claims that Raut will very soon become Nawab Malik's neighbor in jail.
लोगों को जेल में डालने की धमकी देने वाले संजय राउत को आज जेल में भेजा जा रहा है. सत्यमेव जयते.
Look at the mountain of cash.
राहुल गांधी को हिरासत में लिया जा रहा है. बड़ी खबर, बड़ी जानकारी.
About 7:30 in the morning, the Enforcement Directorate landed up.
All right, this is all we had in 5:30 p.m. live and breaking. For exclusive elements to the stories of the day, this is exclusive with Shavan Se.
Well, thank you very much, Abhishek. On This Is Exclusive, we get you two sensational documents in the case of Sanjay Raut, a case that is now being probed by the Enforcement Directorate. Sensational documents out for the first time. It's over for Sanjay Raut. ED news tightens. Raut now sent to custody for 4 days in the 1,000 crore scam. Raided for over 14 hours, grilled for over 6, sent to Enforcement Directorate custody 4 days as ED ups the ante against Raut. Republic confronts Sena Neta Sanjay Raut after Enforcement Directorate's 4 days custody. From sponsored foreign trips to monthly transactions, the ED makes massive charges against Sanjay Raut. Witness in the Patrachol scam writes to the Enforcement Directorate, alleges Sanjay Raut's brother forced to speak against the Enforcement Directorate. Enforcement Directorate to probe in the threat issued to witness in the case Sanjay Raut to be questioned on witness intimidation. Bengal's Achinta Shuli clinches gold at Commonwealth Games. Golden Boys family speaks to Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, starting this edition of This Is Exclusive with something that will blow your mind. This is a letter that has now been written by a witness in the Patrachol scam. He's written to the Enforcement Directorate, and you won't believe it. Witnesses in this particular case, they were threatened, not once, but multiple times. Tonight, we're coming to you with that details of that letter that was sent by a witness to the Enforcement Directorate. Remember, his life was under threat. In fact, we're not putting out the name of the witness just to protect the identity of the witness, but tonight we're going to put out the details and the letter that has been written by the Enforcement Directorate. Who's really behind it? Let's also put out the breaking news now coming in. The witness who was forced to testify against the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, they also go on to claim that a meeting between the witness and Sanjay Raut's brother actually took place, in which Sanjay Raut's brother forced the witness to testify against the Enforcement Directorate. Let me quickly cut across to that letter that has now been accessed by Republic TV. This letter has been written by a witness to the Enforcement Directorate. Let's just take you through some of the details and then we go across to our reporters on the ground who are also getting us more details. First, breaking. Can we just put out the breaking news right now? The breaking news that's coming in. Republic TV has now accessed the witness letter. Let's first cut across to this letter that we have, and then I'll go across to my colleagues Sandeep and Alisha, who's been tracking this story. Take a look at this document that we have accessed. Let's cut across to the letter right now. This is a letter that has been written to the Enforcement Directorate, which says, this is to bring to your notice that I was being called on 4th of February 2022 by the Enforcement Directorate for the inquiry in, this is the FIR number that has been written, for the sale or purchase of the land. Remember, there is a land, I'll just put this into perspective in a short while from now, but we are talking about the sale and purchase of a land which basically belongs to Sanjay Raut. I'll ask my camera person to perhaps zoom in a little better for you to understand. It says, since that date, some people are making calls and meeting me. They're trying to convince me to give a statement in the media saying that ED has forcefully taken a statement from me. They're also asking me the details of the inquiry on the 16th of February. He takes the name of Bala Kadam and Sunil Raut had met me between 3:45 to 4 o'clock in the evening at Durga Parmeshwari restaurant in Matunga near Ruya College and specifically asked me to give a statement in the media. I request